Alright guys, it's the 18th of February now. One of my big successes from last year was onions from sets. Now I have planted onions from seeds this year, but I'll be honest with you, last year whilst I did get onions out of them, they were quite small, quite weedy. Compared to the onion sets, you know, no comparison really. So I'm going to do some more. As with everything I seem to buy at the minute, I get them from Wilko's. I've got these little bad boys here. Didn't grow any red onions last year, tried them from seed and didn't have any success whatsoever. These are simply called red onions. £1.50 for this little bag here, and what there looks to be about 70 odd sets in there. These are the other ones, these are white onions, again £1.50, that's a huge bag here. I wouldn't be surprised if they want a couple of hundred in there. Don't need them all, but what I'm going to do is start them out in modules. I can put them straight out in the earth later on in the season, probably what, February, March, April time, something like that. But what I did last year is I started them out in these modules, and when they started to shoot up later on in the year, you put them straight out and they've got a bit of a head start. You get some root disturbance, but I didn't seem to have any ill effects from that. So I'm going to do the same again now. I'm going to I've got 4 modules here, see how far that gets me. What are these? 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 5 by 8, 40 modules. So I'll see if I can get 80 of each type of onion going. If I get any from seed coming up, which none of them have sprouted up yet, let me show you my Bedfordshire champion. They were planted, I didn't put a date on them, what a plonker. A couple of weeks ago now, and there's no sign of any sort of sprouting. It has been ridiculously cold this February. It's been absolutely freezing cold every single morning, but this week we are looking at some double figure temperatures in the daytime, which is nice. So yeah, I'm just going to whack some compost in these, and I'll just show you quite a simple process just for getting your onions a little bit of a head start. I will say, I do think, you know, when you go into Wilko's and other garden centres and everything like that, you think, oh, it's a bit early, I won't buy them yet. I can't imagine somebody like Wilko's having new stock of this stuff, do you know what I mean? I think this is all sat in a central warehouse somewhere, so the sets that you buy now in February, they're going to be exactly the same sets as you buy later on in the year. They've just been in storage longer. So, you know, for that I just think let's get them in the ground, let's get them working. There's less chance of them you know, going foul. As you can see, some of these have already started to sprout out. The ones that have sprouted I won't be doing anything with, just because I don't know, depleted energy. But I'm jumping the gun. Let me get some compost in these. I'll see you in 2 mementos. Onion set is just a small onion like that. So obviously bottom where the roots come out, top where your shoot will come out, and that is it's not a seed so much. If you plant that, that will sprout and grow and fatten, and that will turn into, you know, your nice big onion as shown on the picture. Got some white ones here as well. These were Turbo, I believe. Exactly the same thing there. These are all different sizes and shapes inside the bag. You know, you'll get some big huge ones and you'll get some tiny little ones like that. Now the size, believe it or not, is not actually going to determine, you know, your final size of your onion that you get. But you want to go through these and you want to just give them a little gentle squeeze like that. You don't want to really get some because you will damage them, but just give it a squeeze. If it feels nice and firm, you know, then they're alright. Any loose papery skin, you can have that off if you want. It's not going to matter at all. Again, any that have shooted as well I probably wouldn't bother with. And what these are going to do, these are going to sit in the modules. These are going to start to establish a root system in an enclosed environment. They're going to get up, you know, the first of the shoots and the leaves and everything like that, which is going to give me a good start to get them outside. So that'll be lovely. I mean, onions themselves is something that I use a heck of a lot of, you know, 10-15 a week, something like that, when I'm cooking and everything at home. The red onions I particularly wanted to grow because you try and put white onion in a sandwich or a salad, you know about it, you're crying. But the red onions tend to be a lot more delicate flavour, and you can actually sit and eat them raw, which is lovely. So just to get them in, what I've got is 3, 4, how many? 1, 2, 3, 4, that's it, modules. Each one's got 40. Sorry, 4 trays, each one has 40 modules. I've filled these just with multi-purpose compost, and then I'm going to try and do 80 of each That might seem like a lot. I had a few fail last year, you know, which is going to happen. But I mean, like, here's one. Looks a bit dark. You give it a squeeze, it's really soft. You see that? I don't know if you can see that, but that's just come apart in my fingers. So that one, I shouldn't really throw them outdoors like that. Where shall I place them? Do I have a waste receptacle? Oh, here we go. So yeah, just really go through, you know, give them a gentle little squeeze like that. Just have a quick look over them as well for defects. If you see any rot or any problems with them like that, you don't really want to be using them. So ever such a simple process. Grab it, put it in the soil. You don't have to do it particularly deep, about halfway up the bulb. If you don't, I mean, this soil in here is quite loose. You see what I mean? If I've not compacted it down or pressed it down into the modules too hard. So yeah, what you don't want to do is damage the end here. That's where your roots are coming out. So I mean, if you want to get a little prodder, a little stick, a little dippy stick, you know, you can just make yourself an indentation just to help them go in. But yeah, just going to go around and do that now. So that's my onion sets in anyway. The red onions, there was probably 50 sets in there, so I've only been able to do the one tray, but fingers crossed they will be wicked. The white onions, the turbo, so I've put 80 in, and as you can see here, there's twice that again, so really good value, £1.50 there. If you don't use them all, you can share them with a friend or a fellow allotment holder. So yeah, that's a bargain. So 80 onions, that'll probably do me for now. Hopefully get some off me seeds as well. Hey up. As you can see, I have put down, or started to put down the slabs for the second greenhouse. I've just decided that's the way forward to go, so this one I've sort of upended it and it's sitting, you know, like it is. But that'll be fine for the minute. What is it now? About 4 o'clock in the afternoon, so I've had a good run at it today. Yeah, sort of get all that leveled, get some slabs down. I've got a little bit sidetracked actually today because I've been sort of getting annoyed with sitting looking at the mess that's been in the, you know, allotment next to me. No one's ever going to take it, so I've just sort of cleared a lot of that. I've had a little bit of a fire. You remember there were shopping trolleys and all sorts of other crud in there. There's still a lot there. I think I've knocked down the pile quite a lot. I know it's not my job to do it, but you know what I mean, when I'm here all the time I don't want to be staring at it, so I've started to clear that. I'll get shifted all of that. I want to get a mask actually because I think there's some asbestos in there, so try to limit any sort of damage to myself. Obviously if you breathe in any of the asbestos it can kill you stone dead, so that's not something I want to mess about with. But you know, we'll have a go. Get on a damp day maybe, keep the fibres down. So yeah, it's been yeah, bit of a bitting and bobbing day really. Not got anything achieved that I actually came down to achieve. Well, not completely anyway. I don't know, I got my onions put in, didn't I? Yes. And yeah, it was a strange time of year now. It's what, mid-February, so it's still quite early. Not able to put much in the ground. Most of the beds are dug over now, you know, sort of just waiting. That's this bottom end to sort out, but that's just literally, that'll take me a couple of hours once I've got the get up and go to do it. You know what I mean? That's the way it is sometimes. You can't beat yourself up, you know what I mean? You want to come down here and do a bit, but when you get down here you just feel a bit bleh. So, you know, this is a blur day. Sorry, let you all down, let myself down. Shed project, I'm about there with it now, I reckon. Fingers crossed, next week I should be able to make a crack on with cladding it all. I say, fingers crossed, see how it goes. And then of course the second greenhouse as well, which I want to get that finished. I want to get some staging put in it, so I've just got a bit more grow room really. So once the shed's done and the 2 greenhouses are done, I think that's all the space I need. The third greenhouse that I got there, it's a little, what was it, 6x4. Toying with the idea of adding it to that greenhouse to make it bigger, but then decided against it, just because I haven't got the glass to cover it with. So, you know, a couple of options with that. I can put a bit of mesh on it, use it as a fruit cage or brassica cage or something like that. It's not a bad idea, but we'll see. Fire's just getting going there now, see the flames looking back up. But I see that as a positive move. So I know it's not my place to do it, but I know the local council aren't going to get involved at all. Plus, what I've been able to do is there's a big exit or entrance over there, and just literally piled up all the shopping trolleys and everything there, made a barrier, which is going to improve security on my site no end, which is nice because I think all the thieves must have been coming through that big gap there and just like pretty much wandering across, jumping through this fence. So that's, you know, that's another consideration as well, to beef up security for next year. Because, you know, we're putting all this hard work, you know, we talk about the growing and the gardening side of it, but there's also that side of it, which is the scallywags. I think everybody's been a victim of it. If you're one of the small percentage of people that haven't, you're very, very lucky. Yeah, it's one of them downsides, it can really get you down. I know it did me last year. So if we can limit that, a few precautions you can take. Don't bring anything valuable down, don't leave any tools, power tools. The tools that I do leave down here are rusty old ones. I wouldn't be that sad about losing them, and you know, if they want to take them, fair dues to them. So yeah, that's it really. It's you know, if they want to steal seeds and stuff like that, that's up to them, isn't it? You know, you can get these little tinkers everywhere. So what you gonna do? What you gonna do when they come for you? Just make it difficult for them, and c'est la vie. Right, I don't know, I'm feeling like I've had enough. I just had something to eat, so maybe that'll perk me up a bit for the last hour. But yeah, bit of a blur day. I'll call this video blur day. Blur. And there we go, there's the final article. I know that one in the corner looks a bit wonky, doesn't it? I'll go and have that in a second. But yeah, what's that, 5x6, 30 paving slabs. Laid out. I've had to prop it up a bit down this land side here, just try and get as level as possible. Still quite a step down from the one next to it, just because of the lay of the land. But kind of pleased with that. So I'm going to go ahead and get that swept off a little bit, and then just plonk greenhouse back on top temporarily. So there we have it. Second greenhouse on hard standing. Maybe I'm stupid, it's going to mean a lot more watering. Alright, once again, thank you very much for joining me. It has been sensational, and I will see you all shortly on a new update. I've recently passed 1,000 subscribers, by the way, so you guys, you get a special one of them. You know who you are.